I just wanted to mention that I first met Mike, or first became aware of Mike's work, seeing silent comedy, seeing the backdrop of their live show, this thing here. And it was just weird to me how I met you through Mark up here, just randomly. So maybe just want to let you talk about how you met these guys, how that relationship developed, and then maybe talk a little bit about your inspiration for the general here, and the techniques you use to put that on the guitar.
Alright, I met with silent comedy through the photographer Rich Cook, who does a lot of band work. He obviously works with silent comedy. He's done stuff with he's done a lot of stuff with a lot of big bands. Catches them when they're young and does a lot of good work with them.
And he's working with them.
He does stuff with silent comedy and introduced me to their work. Rich had been collecting my stuff for a while now. Cool. He owns maybe 3 or 4 pieces, 5 pieces, something. He keeps building, and he had me do a portrait of Neil Young for him. He commissioned me to do that. I'm a big Neil Young fan. I love Neil. And I guess some of the guys from the band saw that piece and saw a couple other things I did and noticed that my work really fit with the style of the things that they were doing. Like even their own personal look really fits.
The mustaches and stuff.
And I heard their stuff, and I was really psyched on it. We met up and just sort of clicked right away.
Did you go see him live? And
I didn't get an opportunity for a long time, actually. Like, there was a couple shows that we were supposed to go to, and we didn't get to go. And we had been playing the CD like constantly in the car.
So you knew the tunes.
And finally, we got to see him up at the North Park Street Festival that they did. It was like 105. They're all in suits and vests,
decked out,
you know,
sweating,
just dying. And I thought I was just amazed. Just blew me away. You know, the energy and everything, and it just blew my mind. So
you knew you wanted to work with them.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the live show, my appreciation for them as a band increased tenfold.
And how did you go from that point to doing the whole backdrop for their?
We met up and just talked about some things. This piece had already been done. There was already a painting done that they liked that fit this process. So it was with a little bit of
so it wasn't necessarily
computer
a custom
manipulation.
Piece for them.
Right.
Cool.
We both adapted to each other.
Perfect. Yeah.
And it worked out fine. And
how big was the original piece that they liked? Was that smaller?
It's funny. Rich Cook actually owns the painting that this is from, and I believe 24 by 36, maybe.
Cool.
A little bigger than that, like twice that.
How do you get that blown up to? How big is the backdrop? Is that like?
The backdrop was about 8 by 16.
That's big.
I believe. Like, even on stage, you don't really get the full sense of what the size is. We took down all the paintings on one wall in the studio, and it covered the whole wall.
Yeah.
So, but I did it in about 2 days.
It's all
just working in the studio nonstop and just killed it. It's funny. One of my studio mates, he says it takes me the same amount of time to do an 8-foot by 20-foot piece that it does a 24 by 36.
Yeah.
You know, it's
cool.
really strange, but.
How'd you start tackling it? Did you somehow like transfer it over?
The same way I do my paintings. For this piece, I had a drawing. I did the drawing on the canvas and then just attacked it like a normal painting.
Yeah, it came out awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
It came out really awesome. This might be a little side question, but one of the common themes in your paintings is like the prisms or the lasers kind of shooting out of the eyes. I love that. Maybe talk about that a little bit. How that came about.
The different rays have, depending on the painting and what the piece really is about, the rays could have different meanings for each piece. They initially started out. I do these little spiky figure things, and I used to do those. The early Civil War pieces have them in them, and it's like it represented like a pressure, like some sort of force going towards them.
Totally.
You know, whereas like with this piece, it's obviously moving away.
Yeah.
You know, it's insight. It's about you know, the future.
For sure.
About using your mind. Those sorts of
Looking
things.
ahead.
And sometimes when they come out of the side of the page, it's more like it's coming at you,
yeah.
and it's some sort of outside force.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Generally, a lot of it's insight, you know, knowledge.
It's really intense. Really.
It has a way, because a lot of the things that I do sit real still on the page, and it works as something to create movement, to move your eyes across somewhere, to particularly with the profile pieces. I like everything to move across the page, or the panel or whatever.
That makes
it works as a technical usage.
It makes it real nice to look at too. It's real cool.
Thanks.
And then this, but something about this, the general. Then moving on, I think it's cool how stoic he is, and just I don't know if you want to get a shot of this guy here. A couple of things I really like: the detail in the beard. That was one of the first things that blew me away. Just the fine lines, the way you're able to create that texture. His eye, and like how all your eyes always seem to be so deep and so much emotion. Some people do an eye and it looks like an eye, but yours, it seems like a real human.
Yeah, there's something strange that happens with the eyeballs that I paint. And I get that comment a lot, like there's life to them, or there's some sort of soul to them.
Yeah. And
it probably comes down to the reference materials that I use a lot. I probably pick those things out subconsciously, not really thinking about it.
Totally.
I've probably spent a majority of my time improving in that general vicinity.
Sure.
You know,
the face.
I try to be expressive, because it's difficult sometimes to show a lot of expression when a lot of the reference materials stuff I use, the people are expressionless.
Yeah.
So
being very stoic. And,
and real still and calm, and you know, you could pick those little things out in the eyes. You could sort of sense pain or struggle, or you know, even happiness, or you know, whatever. And I probably find those things subconsciously in real life and such.
That's
just
cool.
Translate it.
That's awesome. Another thing I like is the way you shade a lot of your faces. Some people do like super photorealistic, and it's this super smooth transition. Right. Me and Carly were talking about. I mean, we love how you can see the definition each layer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was that something that you consciously do?
Yeah, it's part of it's sort of the gig with acrylics. I mean, some acrylic painters really will take the time and blend all those things real smoothly. A lot of my schooling, I didn't go to art school, so being self-taught, I've learned from being around the people that I'm around. Early on in my art career, I learned about screen printing.
Cool.
And so that's basically the screen print process, is to build all those layers up. And what I started to learn was that I could do those things with paint and have that layer that's below that, each one affects the other. Even though it seems like they're all laying on top of one another, if that dark color wasn't underneath that next layer of color, that next layer wouldn't be what it is. So it takes all those different elements to build up to get to there. And
you have a totally distinctive background style too. I don't want to give away your trade secrets or anything like that, but if you want to talk about the background a little bit and how you create these kind of darker, almost vintage, beat up textures in the background, that totally...
It's pretty much the same process. It's just layering paint up to where this is really a few layers of white, a couple shades of yellow, and then I just fatigue them. Basically,
you just literally scratch them up? Or?
I use sandpaper. I rough things up. You know, it puts I try to take away that delicateness of things. Sure. And sort of, you know, there's always that. Working with a guitar is really funny because in the gallery, no one could run up and go like this. Yeah. You know, like that doesn't happen. So like working with a guitar, I know you're gonna beat it up. It's gonna. And I know it's gonna have some issues to contend with. So like part of that, knowing that, allows me to sort of be free with this sort of stuff and just allow it to work itself out.
Yeah, it's cool.
Water is my friend.
Yeah.
With those things like that.
It's cool. I love it. It's for the record, it's a huge honor to have a guitar player like you. I mean, you just literally scratch them up. Or?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's kind of. have something you created on a guitar that I play. So thank you very much.
It's an honor to
yeah,
to do it as well.
It's cool. It's been very cool getting to know you, man. So.